Alright, let's get everything set up. Hopefully this works, but let's get that going. And let's pop this up as well, all the way. Let's make sure. Cool. Hey guys, what's up? Viralvirtually here. Yeah, we're gonna be playing the game Disturbed. Let's give this a shot. I've already played this a little tiny bit, so I hope that's not gonna be a huge problem. It's just the audio in the last game was kind of horrendous, so another dull day passes as you struggle to manage your failing farm. Your crops are beginning to wilt and your cow is sick. For some time, the land has been very quiet. The air has grown thick and foul. Each passing day you feel more uncertain if things will ever return to how they were before. Perhaps it is up to you. You made up your mind that you're going to do something about it. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. Well, what should we do next? Any ideas? Okay, there we go. Wasn't really the best. Yeah, it's not really focusing on me, but let's see. Should we go to the crops, go to the house, or go to the shed? Let's start with the shed. You attempt to open the door, but the door won't budge. You remember locking it some time ago, but you can't remember what you did with the key. Okay. Let's go to the house. Entering the house, you feel a subtle uneasiness, as if the growing blight outside has penetrated the walls of your safe haven. From what you see, however, everything is the same as you left it. Perhaps this may be a good time to just lay in bed and wish your problems will go away. You fight the notion, but the temptation is still there. Let's do the open the chest. You open the chest and find nothing more than a pile of papers. It seems you have less valuables than you anticipated. But what's this? Wait. You found your lucky charm. It's rumored to protect those who wander around for too long. I probably messed up somewhere. Alright, cool. So, reading the journal. Dear journal, another usual day on the farm. The crops are growing with good health. Beth Ann is also doing quite well, never disappointed with the milk she provides. If things continue to go well, I may be able to invest in more animals. A farmer can only be so social with a cow. ... Dear journal, today has been an unfortunate day. Someone broke into the shed and stole some things. I usually don't mind if someone steals a bite to eat from the garden, but to take my equipment, well, I put a lock on the door and hid the key. Nobody will ever get into my stuff again. ... Dear journal, I woke one night to a foul smell I have never come across before. I took a step outside to see what I could find, but I found nothing. After searching about the farm, whatever it is, it must be bad. I should make a trip into the city to see what this is about. ... Cool. From the first time I played this, when the audio kind of conked out, laying in bed will be an immediate death, so we'll just bypass that. Let's go back outside, and let's see. You're standing in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. Let's go to the crops. A path divides the crops. You have labored so hard to prosper these past months. A penetrating odor reminds you your plants are decaying away and time is running short. Let's go into the pen. A toxic fume burns your nose as you enter the pen. Your poor cow lays lifeless on the ground as a growing blight slowly begins to consume her body. You feel sick to your stomach as you stand there, especially as you stare at the black mushrooms that dot the ground. Leave the pen. I think both of those things actually also kill you. I've only made it to like the next part. So let's go there and... actually, I haven't gone back to the house. Let's see if there's any other options. Go back in the house. Anything? In your house, Phil. Yep, that's the same. Read the journal. Okay. It's all the same. Let's continue onward. Let's go back to the crops. The path divides the crops, yep, and then you follow the path from here. What we can do is we can go into the cave. There's a faint whistle from the wind passing between the rocks. The temperature significantly cools as you enter the cave. You notice that there's a different smell, but you welcome it, comparing it to the deathly blight found outside. Exit the cave? I mean, yeah, let's continue. You continue down the trail for a while until you see a cave up in the distance. Yep, same thing. So continue down the path. You come to a stop as you stumble upon a broken wagon. Inspect the wagon. You look about the mess and find bits of food, clothes scattered about the scene. You notice a key on the ground. During your search, you pick up the key and continue on your way. Very nice, very nice, very nice. After what felt like an hour or two, you reach a bridge. Nearby the path is a small shack, similar to your house on your farm, basically. I skipped a few words. The man that lives here is a kind fellow. From what you recall, maybe he is home. Let's check the shack. You walk toward the structure and knock on the door. You scratch the back of your head, figuring that the person that lives here is currently occupied, if not elsewhere. You remember picking up a key from the wagon and you use it on the door. The door unlocks. You decide to help yourself in. Observing the empty room, you realize something terrible must have taken place here. The room is a wreck, just like the wagon. You are overcome with fear as you think of the man that used to dwell here. Inspect the book by the table. You pick up the book and start to flip through the pages. You discover that this is a journal. Reading a passage or two couldn't hurt. Today's trading went smoothly. Thank goodness. Sorry, this is someone else. Today's trading went smoothly. Thank goodness. What I'm thrilled about most. Take two. Today's trading went smoothly. Thank goodness. What I'm thrilled most about, however, is what one of my buddies mentioned to me at the conclusion of our day. Apparently, there is a pond nearby that has one of the biggest fish in the region. With a good catch, I can make enough to move things forward. Changing the voice definitely is different. I was caught off guard when he mentioned that nobody has been able to catch any from there. I guess your typical fishing rod won't do the trick. But what can be done about it then? Something to be intrigued about, I suppose. ... These past couple of weeks have been really rough for me. My trading business has gone under, and I have lost nearly everything I own. This has punished me to extremes, but that can't be helped now. I am leaving this place forever, never to return. The land is dying, and there is nothing but darkness here. Anyone reading this should leave while they can. You can't find a name to give this man, but regardless of the name, you got chills running down your spine. Open the trapdoor. You observe the trapdoor and notice a lock keeping it closed. With the key, you unlock the hatch and get it open. Without thinking, you travel downward. Walking down the steps leading below, the air attacks your body with a piercing cold. You notice immediately that there is a woman chained to the wall. She doesn't seem to notice you as you study her. You feel darkness surround you as you stay in this awful place. Leave the shack. You leave the shack and cross the bridge before something bad happens. You cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. After all that has happened, you feel that you should take a moment to rest. You found a spot under a tree and sit down. Getting comfortable, you tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. Take a nap, pick up the grass. Take a nap, pick up the grass. Let's take a nap. Okay. Close your eye and your body relaxes. You fall asleep within seconds. Your mind wanders. You see a blurry image. Details emerge as you gaze. You wonder who this might be. A bad feeling overcomes you as you realize who it is. You try to wake yourself up. Okay, so we didn't die. You wake up and jump to your feet, looking about yourself and your surroundings. It seems well. You can't help but feel fearful that something bad will happen to you if you stay here. Moving forward seems like the only logical option now. You reach a point where the trail splits into two paths. Which way should you go? Take a moment here real quick. Yeah, so this is where I made it to last time. Hopefully we can continue on. So far, when I played the game last, I had 4 deaths, of course being in the 4 different parts, so let's see what we can do here. You reach a point where the trail splits into 2 paths. Which way should you go? Go left or go right? I'm going to go left. Continuing down the path for some time, you come to a stop. You notice there is a sort of trail that leads through the grass up toward a nearby hill. If you had not stopped, you probably would have never noticed it. Which way do you go? Continue down the path, follow the trail in the grass, go back to where the path split. Let's go back. Okay, same thing. Let's go right. You reach the end of the pathway. In the distance, a tower looking over the area. A gate secures passage to the area with a wall around its property. Also of interest, there's a tree that has a hole carved into it. Inspect the tree. You approach the tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand in it. You look and see something shiny in the hole. It's a metal. Feeling around with your hand, you feel 3 knobs. One on the right, one centered in the middle, one on the left. Let's leave the tree. You reach the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower looking over the area. A gate secures passage to the area with a wall over the property. Okay, cool. Let's go to the gate. You approach the gate cautiously. Okay. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. There's no doubt the birthplace of the spreading plague is found before you, with the statues on your right and left. Exit the gated area. Cool, so we lived. Awesome. So let's go back to where the path split. Oh, a horrifying figure glides through the air. It doesn't seem to notice you and passes on by. Maybe a matter of time before it notices you. Reach a point where the trail splits into. Which way do you go? Let's go left. Very quickly. After counting down, okay, same thing. Let's go down this way. Okay, there's a sword. Following the sword in the grass. Inspect the grave. You approach, and the sword intrigued. Before you can touch the sword, a ghostly figure appears. Before you freeze before the apparition. ... The sword. May I have it? The blade is cursed. I am bound here by the pain of my past. If you desire the sword, free me from it. Slowly motion for the sword. Fool, only someone of pure essence can free me. A rare hope, like a flower found in darkness. Back away from the sword. You listen to the specter and leave the sword. Okay. You fades out of view. You continue on. Let's see. Shoot. Pause to see that there is a lake nearby and the trail continues to your right. Continue on the trail. The faint trail comes to an end. There's a collection of stone pillars down by the hill. Beyond the hill is a field of grass. Okay. Explore the pillars. You stand before large stones, arranging in some shape of circle. The center is a stone with what appears to be some sort of slot or hole. No doubt about it. Something is meant to be placed here. Seeing, can't do anything. You head back. The trail comes to an end. Okay, let's go explore the field. Find yourself grazing over a grass field, controlling the distance. Oh no. Uh-oh. What is this? Zip a trick. Upon your eyes, you see a unicorn run across the field. It disappears out of sight before you can do anything. Surely, a unique powers of a unicorn can help you in your quest, but there's clearly something wrong. If only there was some way to charm it. Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay, so we did those. Let's see what this water is all about. Inspect the lake. Look near the lake and look down into it. Oh boy, resting in the water is an orb of some sort, just sitting on the bottom of the lake. Something strange about it, as if it were calling out to you. This is one of those moments because this game is so built between like just one storyline. If I dive in, I feel like I'm going to die. So I'm going to leave this and figure out what's down the trail as well. Let's see. Let's save here. Go here, empty slot. Alright, so if we do die, we can come back to this exact thing. I won't have to like rush through everything. Let's go back to the grave. Continue on. Let's go back. To sneeze. It's bothering me. Oh goodness. You walk for some time and find an endless field of grass. There's a stone well near the path. Inspect the well. Oh boy. You peer down the well. Other than the evident water at the bottom, there's a coin resting against the wall of the well. If possible, you feel you should go down and take the coin. Man, all these things basically feel like it's going to lead to the end. So, continue on. Walking over hills of grass and grain, you reach the walls of this place. Several times a year, you come here to trade goods from the farm. You discover the plague spread to your farm has also spread all the way out here. The path before you is overwhelmed with blight. You've come a long way. You don't desire to turn back now. You march forward to the tainted soul. Before you realize what happened, you sink completely under the ill soil. Darkness consumes you. Your lungs struggle for air. Your body burns in pain as you suffocate and die. Your adventure ends here. Okay. See what I mean? Like, there's always, like, a correct way to do things. So, let's go back to this. Let's go back to the grave. Continue on. And then let's see what happens if we dive into the lake. Okay, dive in. Cool? We good? Jump in. Oh, you open your eyes and see the stone sitting before you. You start to make your way toward it. Oh, of course. Large fish comes into view and quickly notices you with its mouth stretched open. Try to leave for the surface, but the fish catches up to you. You quickly find yourself helpless before the creature. Close your eyes as the giant fish rips your body apart with its teeth. See what I mean? See what I mean? See what I mean? Cool. Alright, well, let's load up again and see what we can do. Continue down the trail. Cool. Let's go back to the field. Awesome. Back to the field. Yep, unicorn. Let's see. Is there any way to get this unicorn? Nope. Back to the stone pillars. Anything we can do here? Nope. Doesn't even allow. So we go back, straight back. We go back to the grave. Yep. And then we go back to the path. Okay, cool. Which way to go? Or was it down the other one? Oh, and 1 sec.